VCR Party Live, VCR Party Live. At the end of the 20th century, a scientist saw a killer comet on its way. He filmed instructions for its destruction over a second-hand VHS tape, but then was hit by a Winnebago. So his assistants Nick and Joe must search every corner of his drone for the cassette that is our only hope. But in the meantime, they'll play the greatest hits they found. VCR Party Live, VCR Party Live.
Hello, Melindas.
And welcome to the show. Welcome to VCR Party, the show where we watch 10,000 VHS tapes over the course of 3 months from our office in Gowanus. I don't know. Did I say that right?
No, we're not in our office
No,
because
right.
We're
It's what I
quarantined in our
usually say.
apartments.
It's what I usually
Yeah, no,
say.
we're doing it differently. We're doing it over the Zoom technology, and it's been okay so far. And it's allowed us to share videos that we have at our house, ones that we've already digitized, and I think it's working okay. Hopefully, this doesn't last too long because I'm anxious to get to our tapes. They're our babies, so it's hard not to be near them
Exactly.
right now.
Well, I brought home a box of DVDs. Nick, I know you did too. Like, people have sent us like shitloads of DVDs over the years, and we've never really, I mean, we're VHS guys, so we always dabble in the VHS stuff. And but I don't know, this seemed like the good time to dabble in DVDs. So that's most of my stuff comes from these DVDs I've been watching lately. So, but this first one, I stumbled across this one. Hold on, where is it? This is going to be our Found Footage Festival classic. Let's roll the graphic.
You caught me with my pants down, but no one sells carpet or waterbeds for less.
Here it is. Zern Eco Vantage. It's a DVD. Remember this one?
Yeah. Do you guys know what this is? George and Steve are with us.
You're gonna.
This is new to me.
This is Sgt. Pepper's for the first time for you right now.
I love it.
So this started off as a web clip, and it was somebody sent us this video of a toilet demonstration about how strong this toilet was. Zern toilets. You probably peed into a Zern recently. Like, Zerns are everywhere, and the video is so good. But we have this unwritten rule: we don't take off the internet. So I said I'm going to reach. So I reached out to them. I sent them an email. I pretended to be a maintenance supervisor in Milwaukee, and I said, "Hey, my boss, he's not very good at technology. Can you make a DVD of this? He doesn't really know the internet that well, so can you make a DVD?" And they said, "Sure, we're on it." And they sent it to me, and here it is. You ready? Buckle up. So this is a testing video on how powerful their flushers are, and they are very powerful.
You're going to be impressed.
Yep. All right, here we go.
The company, in order to adapt to our greener world, continued testing of our products is one of the most important ways that we ensure we continue to provide our customers with the best products in the industry. The cased miso test is an important part of the maximum performance testing process. Miso paste is a substance devised from soybeans that is used as a replication of an actual solid waste. This test is conducted using 1,000 grams of miso paste, along with 4 balls of toilet paper, each 6 sheets in length. The average real-world encounter of solid waste should not exceed 250 grams. However, the maximum performance test requires the larger number to ensure the fixture will meet ANSI standards. The washdown test is similar to that of the blue dye exchange. However, one can see that the liquid is more potent and more likely to leave a stain after flushing. The Zern 1.28 high-efficiency toilet fixture passes the test by removing all the dye and powder during the first flush. This test is conducted using one large 250-gram chunk of miso paste. The Zern 1.28 high-efficiency toilet efficiently handles removal of the large waste with just a single flush. For more information, please go to www.zern.com and access our water savings calculator.
There it is.
You
Yeah.
know what
So
that
you
made me
showed-
realize?
Huh.
What?
That Joe does not have a Zern. Otherwise, his cat litter test would be useless. But
It's
you do
true.
not have a Zern.
If people don't know what Steve's talking about, last Saturday we did the Quarantine Classics. It's our new Saturday night show. And we did a welcome to our home, and I showed off my bidet. And I have this game that I play with my niece and nephew where I take all the cat, every time I scoop up the cat litter, I do it every other day. I put it in the toilet, and then I flush it. And then we make wagers as to whether all the turds go down or if there will be some turds sitting up at the top. It's a really fun game. And I have a lot of them on tape. I'll play another one next week at the Quarantine Classic. But anyway, yes, you're right. The Zern would be able to annihilate my cat's litter.
Yeah, again, I think the game's wasted on our niece and nephew. I think America needs to see it on our Quarantine Classics every week. So
I think
it'd be a
it should
fun
be
game.
like NBC
own show.
primetime. Yeah, exactly. It should be its own show. So that's on Found Footage Festival Volume 5. Is in a montage of lying and stealing. It was all videos that we had to lie and steal to get, and that was one of them. So
it's somewhat appropriate. April Fool's Day is right around the corner. It's tomorrow, I guess.
It's not so much a prank as it is like just straight up theft and lying.
Yeah.
But
we would encourage you to do that tomorrow to get some footage that we haven't been able to find. So whatever it takes. Hey, by the way, we're also decided with this new schedule, we're doing 3 new episodes a week. So Tuesday nights at 9, normal VCR, as normal as we can do a VCR party. And then Thursdays, for those of you who are on our Patreon at the $10 plus level, we're uploading a new EP mode episode. And that's where we just watch an episode of something, a video we have in its entirety with you and make comments along. And you can find that on our Patreon every Thursday night at 9. And then Saturdays, we're doing a Quarantine Classic, which is different every week. It'll be a new format every week.
There's a new one I want to start doing. And we talked about this before. Steve and I have talked about this for a long time. Steve, I haven't talked to you about this, but an exercise video show where we actually, Steve and I, we're the chunky guys here.
I'm definitely chunky.
That we watch an exercise video, like a new exercise video every week, like every Friday or something. And Steve, what do you think? You down for that?
Yeah, without a doubt. I'm still doing every single day. I do my little dance video.
Here's what I'm thinking for the first episode. There's 2 that I would like to do. Let me show you. These are the 2. So this one is chair dancing. I feel like we should ease into this. You know,
this is for older people.
Yeah.
Not right to Mike Nastics is what you're saying.
No. We're going to work our way up to Mike Nastics. So yeah, this first one is chair dancing. I think this would be a good introduction. You have to wear those clothes.
Let's see what I have.
I'm Jody Stolove. I created Chairdancing, the exercise program that combines the fun of music and dance with the health benefits of aerobic exercise. Chairdancing is ideal in many circumstances where you can't do other exercise programs. For example, a family can exercise together. You can exercise on your lunch hour at work. All you'll need to get started is a chair. You'll also need 2 paper plates. We'll show you what they're used for later.
We do. I got at least paper bowls. I can
Keep your feet going.
Ask your brother-in-law.
8 more just the same. Do you feel the front of your legs? Sure do.
Nope.
Sure do.
Well, you're having a stroke.
Are we there yet?
Side to side. Let's get there.
So chair dancing and couch dancing are not the same, is what I'm learning here.
No, completely different things.
Okay.
2 different animals.
Good to know.
Here's the other one I'm thinking we could do. This would also ease us in. This is more for like face aerobics, Steve, which I think we both need help with.
Welcome. I'm Judith Olivia. The exercises in this video have been scientifically designed to strengthen and tone the 52 muscles of the face and neck area in the same way that exercise tones and reshapes the body, or by improving the muscle tone in the face. You can look younger and more attractive longer without the aid of costly cosmetics or plastic surgery.
That one we should do topless, actually.
Just like she was for some reason. It's face aerobics. You don't need to be shirtless. But
no
I think people have it bad enough with the pandemic. They don't need me shirtless.
Okay. Okay.
Did they? Do you think Rod Stewart's going to come after us for her illegal use of Forever Young there, or no?
There's no way she licensed that. There's not a chance.
No. We'll find out on Tuesday night, I guess.
I think
real quick.
The seventh note was different, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Steve,
so it's okay.
I was thinking we call it Joe and Stever-sizing.
I'm ready.
What do you think?
Everything's got to be an size, so yeah.
Yeah, it'll be nice to drop all the dead weight. George and Nick, it'll just be you and me.
I'm happy to abdicate my position.
I'm offended.
I just have another sip of beer.
There you go.
I'm really excited about
this.
I'm excited about the EP mode episode that's going up this Thursday. We've talked about doing this for a long time, and we've shown one kid's opinion. I showed it last week. I'll show you a part I've never shown before now from one kid's opinion.
It's a classic. This is the first video that one of the first videos that got us into collecting and to appreciating public access. We would watch it all the time in your basement in Stoughton. It was the best.
Yeah, we recorded this off of public access TV from Madison, Wisconsin. And here's a little bit of one kid's opinion.
Next to go to my favorite ride in Frontierland and in the Magic Kingdom, the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. I give this old Western thriller 5 Mickeys. Highlights include going through an old mine shaft.
That was a good time for some water.
And going around on a tilt at 360 degrees.
All right, that's just a little taste of Mark Huntsman's one kid's opinion.
There could be a montage of like people grabbing a drink at the worst possible time. I think Looking for a City, that guy grabbed a drink at the worst possible time. Marco Rubio grabbed a drink at the worst. I think Trump's done it before, and Mark Huntsman. We got 4 for the montage already.
Just not timed out very well. I want to point out, somebody sent this to us on Twitter. Everybody's playing Animal Crossing during the quarantine. Can you see the this is she made this in Animal Crossing. Kayla said that's all I'm allowed to give.
So good.
Which is
so wonderful.
What Mark at one point in one kid's opinion, he says, well, I give it 5 Mickeys because that's all I'm allowed to give. And we've always wanted to ask, well, why? You made the Mickey rule. Why was that all you're allowed to give? And so I've talked to the kid from One Kid's Opinion. He's all grown up. He's like a year younger than us. He lives in Madison.
We're friends with him at this point. He comes to all of our shows in Milwaukee and Madison, and yeah, it's a good dude.
Yeah, and he has cleared off his schedule. He's going to watch the entire half-hour episode from 1992 of One Kid's Opinion with us. So we'll have a director's commentary. We're going to stop and start so he can give us some of the backstory.
One man's opinion.
Yes, and we've been clamoring for this for a long time. With Zoom and everything, being able to do it remotely has actually made that easier. So we're all scheduled to do that. And again, if you're at Patreon, if you chip in at the $10 level to keep us afloat, you get to watch that on Thursday night.
Yeah, I'm stoked for that. That's going to be to watch that video with him, because he doesn't seem embarrassed of it. I mean, why would you be? I mean, he was a kid and he had to like improvise for 27 minutes straight or something like that. And he was sick too. I think that he was sick during the whole thing. So he's got stories.
And he told me that he's a little bit under the weather this week too. So we could have about the same Mark Huntsman. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah.
All right.
Well, if he slows down, just do.
Yeah, we got to have him do this.
Yeah.
Another part from the video you'll see on Thursday. Hey, real quick, we this week we're also doing our SLT club, so it's something you can subscribe to. It's like our version of Netflix, but just with all our weird crap. If you've ever wanted to see all of our DVDs, they're on there, plus some affiliated stuff. And each week we're putting a new full-length thing up that you can watch that's new. And this week, people have been clamoring for Creating Rem Lazar, the kind of bonkers children's movie from 1989. Our episode 100 of VCR Party, we had the guy who played the blue-haired superhero Rem Lazar on.
FoundFootageFest.com. It's very obvious at the top of the page. You can click on it, get 2 weeks for free, and we're only going to do that for a couple more days. So do it now. Go ahead.
I signed up today. I've been talking to George about just kind of reviewing some of the stuff and getting maybe some of the other Melindas on and talking about everything that's going on, because since I've been with you guys, I've never joined it because I've been around the collection, but there's so many.
And like one day a week is enough. You don't need any more than 1 day a week. That's it.
But now I'm not working. I need it all.
Right.
I'm going to do deep dives.
Well, that's because we're going to keep uploading new stuff every single week. So like, I'm going into the office tomorrow. I'm going to grab bunion surgery. I'm going to do a 6-part series on bunion surgery. The tape that we got, that's 3 hours long, 30 minutes at a time. It's going to be bunion surgery. You know, it's not the best video. It's like, it was a video that was put in a VCR in the 90s and recorded like everything in the 90s.
It's got everything.
It's got everything in there, and it's just the best to have on in the background while you're going about your day, because you'll have like instructional videos about computers, but then you also have home movies in there, and it's just the best. So anyway, SLP, check it out.
I should say there isn't much bunion surgery on it. I don't want to dissuade anybody from joining our SLP club.
Well, there's actually a shitload of bunion surgery. The last half hour is all bunion surgery.
Yeah, so that's part 6. So you have 5 parts to get through before that even comes up.
Part 6 is rated R, even though it was on the Learning Channel back when the Learning Channel.
Yeah.
Learning stuff.
It's not rated R. It's rated gross.
There you go.
So let's get into show and tell, shall we?
Let's do it.
This is a regular becoming a semi-regular segment. Joshua from Alabama has been nice enough to comb through a bunch of old tapes from Huntsville, and that had he just edits all the commercials, and he's been releasing them on his Instagram, which is called Huntsville Rewind. And I have a new compilation that might be his best one yet, of some of the some highlights these are mostly from the 90s, some from the 2000s. Here's this week's edition of Huntsville Rewind.
When your child is lost, you feel helpless. But now there's something you can do besides sit and wait. Make sure your child is a Bud's Buddy. By becoming a Bud's Buddy, your child will receive a special membership card with his name, phone number, vital statistics, and fingerprint. If he should become lost, his membership card will help him get in touch with you fast.
So you're a Bud's Buddy.
You can relax. This happy ending is sponsored by Bud's Friendly Convenience Stores and WZDX.
The biggest liquidation sale ever is transpiring at the Edwards Furniture Building in Huntsville.
Disaster strikes the West Coast.
This huge Edwards Furniture Building will be used as an emergency liquidation center for furniture diverted from this area, even as we speak. Millions in furniture cancellations are anticipated. The Edwards Furniture Building has been commissioned to sell for a fraction of the original cost.
They said sell to somebody at some price.
Prices must be marked down even further during the huge liquidation sale at the Edwards Furniture Building. The authorities must literally remove millions from the premises of the Edwards Furniture Building in Huntsville immediately.
The authorities.
Can laughter help us handle stress and prevent illness?
Be happy.
Will you live longer if you enjoy a joke a day?
We had some trouble.
Laugh and be happy.
You make it double, don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry, be happy now.
A special report by Linda Allen. Tonight at 10.
Look at me, I'm happy.
What kind of bullshit?
If you drive a
is
truck,
that?
car, Jeep, or any other form of basic transportation, the following announcement is for you. This is a Dunlop tire. This is a wheel. This is Jordan Lane. This is Tires and Wheels on Jordan Lane in Huntsville. Tires and Wheels offers Dunlop tires, wheels, and the most complete automotive service available in Huntsville. Dunlop tires, wheels, and more. Tires and Wheels, 2301 Jordan Lane.
All right, that's the compilation this week.
Did you ever do one of those Bud's Buddies?
Bud's Buddies? No.
Bud's Buddies.
But why was it? No, I don't understand why the convenience store was responsible for a child's safety.
No, I remember a Ben Franklin. We went down to a Ben Franklin. We got our pictures taken. We did the fingerprint thing and everything. And I remember that was a big thing. That's when stranger danger was huge back then. So yeah.
But shouldn't your fingerprint be on file somewhere else? You shouldn't be carrying around a card with your own fingerprint. I don't know.
Yeah. Do kids have wallets? I don't know.
I mean, how quickly would you have lost that when you were a kid? Like 10 seconds. I would never have it.
Oh, God. I couldn't even remember to bring a permission slip to school. I mean, let alone my Bud's Buddy card.
We find those videos, though, occasionally of a Bud's Buddy, where they have a video and then they'll go around the kid and they'll get the back of his head and the front of his head. They're really creepy. They're really like scary.
Yeah.
It's like you're supposed to watch it if the kid goes missing. It's for the police.
Yeah, it was like a video imprint, a video print for kids. It was just like fear. Everybody was afraid of strangers, and so like a lot of videos we have are like stranger videos, and then at the end there was space for you to record your kid, and they would do that for you.
Yeah, it was just, and we have those, and we don't show those. They're just like a little kid. Like it's just All right, I got. So I've been holed up. I've really not left the house at all this weekend. Like I got a stair stepper thing, so that's how I get my exercise. I watch Twilight Zones, and for the length of a Twilight Zone, I'll do my stair stepper, and that's all that I need. Like 22 minutes, and I'm done with exercise for the day, and I saw a Twilight Zone. So I haven't left the house. So I decided I wanted to find a video that got me outside of the house, and I remembered How to Meet Women in St. Louis. You remember this one? They go around to St. Louis. They tell you different places in St. Louis that you can meet women at. And I don't know. I think it's all bullshit. I don't think it's like a real thing. I think it was just an excuse for them to make a video. It was like back in the 90s.
Like a semi-softcore video.
Yeah, exactly. So here's How to Meet Women in St. Louis. I'll show you the cover of the tape first. Okay. There, do you see it?
Yep.
Okay, How to Meet Women in St. Louis. This is on our shelf of unusually specific. And
how to meet, and then they make you wait for it.
Yep.
Women in St. Louis.
Yep, it's different than meeting women in San Diego or Cincinnati. It's different.
Apples and oranges.
Yep. Great stuff.
You turn it down.
Supermarket. I've been having my food delivered.
One night, it was late, I got off work, I was tired, I was hungry. I'm looking down the pasta aisle, and this guy walked up to me and said, "Hey, you really look nice."
I was sitting on a table.
And I thought, that takes a lot of nerve, and that really impressed me.
I think daytime is better for a man to meet a woman, because in the morning, usually he sees, when he sees a woman, he's going to see what he gets. The perfect date for me is a ride in the country with a top down.
A bruised banana, a couple of apples.
Stop at a good Italian restaurant.
Sit in my lingerie and my kid. Estate sales? So that's what an estate sale is.
Yep.
Where women love to go.
I like a nice smile. I like nice, clean, white teeth. The real test is when they turn around. I like butts. I like tight buns. I really enjoy estate sales. I love furniture. I love antiques. The last estate sale I went to, I got a really good deal on it.
Nick had one.
Oh, yeah.
What's a nightclub? Oh, an establishment that is open until early in the morning. But
Webster's Dictionary defines a nightclub as...
Approach, I think, would probably just nonchalantly walk up to me and ask me, would you like a drink? Or what you like to do? Or where do you work? One thing that I hate the most is when you're out with a guy having a good time and he gets a little bit too drunk and embarrasses the shit out of you.
We've all been there, right?
Yeah.
There it is. That's How to Meet Women in St. Louis.
Yep.
Feels good to get out, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It felt like we just took a trip there.
Yeah.
Why not like How to Meet Women at the Arch or something, something more St. Louis, or getting toasted ravioli, or, like make it more St. Louis centric, not just like nightclubs.
Yeah. Estate sales. Estate sales, you don't pick up anybody at estate sales.
That seems like the worst idea.
Oh, at a dead person's home? You're at a dead person's home buying their shit. Like, that's not
right. It's like it's a bunch of other ghouls who get there at 7 a.m., 2 hours before it opens. I mean, I've been to enough of these to know what they are.
You're one of those ghouls.
People yeah, exactly. And I've never met anybody. I'm usually the youngest one in there by about 20 years. So maybe it's a good place to meet elderly women.
You didn't meet the woman of your dreams there?
No, not yet.
All right.
Fingers crossed. All right. I'm so excited to show this next series of videos. There's a filmmaker named Trent Harris who worked at a Salt Lake City news station, and he did like their extra show where they more like their news magazine style show. and he was out just testing one of their remote camcorders in the 80s. This was like when, you know, you used to have to be tethered. Well, this one had like a little pack, kind of like what Jeff Krulik shot Heavy Metal Parking Lot in. And he was testing it out, shooting their newscopter out in the parking lot. And a guy who went by the handle Groovin' Gary had drove in from nearby Beaver, Utah, to just take a look at the helicopter. And it turns out this guy had always wanted to be on TV. So this filmmaker just happened to be at the right place at the right time and captured this amazing man. And let me just show you the first part of this. They call him the Beaver Kid. That's how the filmmaker describes
And this was
him.
like a tape trading classic too, right? For like a long
Yeah.
time, this was like a big tape trader. Like people would, yeah.
Yeah, it's never been commercially released because it has a bunch of like copyrighted music in it, but I've sort of tried to cut around that. So here's a little bit of the Beaver Kid. Amazing pants, amazing shirt.
You hang on to this.
Is this really going over TV right now?
Uh-huh.
It is.
John Wayne in the page.
Are you kidding? Well, how about that? John Wayne, here, Mom. Here's John Wayne. Yo. Well, I'll tell you something out there in TV land. I'm hamming it up. I'll tell you. So, anyway, man, I can't believe it on television,
Is that
really.
where you're from, Beaver?
Yeah, I'm from Beaver. Yeah.
Can you do any more imitations?
Do you know Rocky? Sylvester Stallone?
Yeah, do that one.
Okay, you know what I mean? You know Rocky, Sylvester Stallone, you know? He's got a coach named Mickey, you know what I mean? He's a good guy, you know? He knows his fight. He knows his left from his right. He knows his left toe from his right toe, you know? He's a good fighter, you know? He's a good guy, and he loves his wife, Adrian, you know? So, anyway, I love it up here, though. I was just taking some pictures of Sky 2 over there, and, man, it's really fantastic out here. I love it. I love it up here. I love impersonating, and my gosh, if I made the tube, I just thank you so much. I really do. So, boy, I can't believe this. This is actual live, huh?
Well, it's not going out yet, but it will.
Are you taping it then, or?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. When can I see this? I'll go home and watch it and say, boy, wow, hey, Mom, I got on the set today, you know.
I love how positive he is.
What do I do? Well, I'm kind of the Beaver Rich Little. That's what I do. I do a lot of performing. See, Olivia Newton-John, I sing like her, but I haven't got any backup, so I haven't better do that. And Barry Manilow, have you ever heard Barry Manilow talk? Barry Manilow has written a lot of songs. He writes the songs to make the whole world sing, and he did one named Mandy, and I Cannot Smile Without You. And the guy is really intriguing. I love the man the most, and I really like his style of music. So I more or less kind of developed my voice, I guess, a little bit so I could sound like him. I sing like him, too. That's what's going to happen on the PM show also. I can sing like, Barry Manilow. So that's old Barry.
Yeah, a little bit.
So, boy, I love hamming it up. You can tell. Boy, I'm on TV. I can't believe it. Just in the right place at the right time, I guess. Wow. And
Here's
my
his
handle's
car.
Groovin' Gary, channel 19 through 23.
a
Qualification
CB
loves Farrah. And I'll show you the insides real fast, okay?
And he loves Farrah Fawcett and Olivia Newton-John.
What year is this? Junkie. Hang on, let me kind of straighten it up before I get on the
80s,
tube.
I don't know exactly. 86.
It's
something
like a
that.
couch and stuff and everything, but well, I sure
Might be
hope this
earlier.
makes extra. Oh, I love it though. I've got your AM, FM, 8-track, the whole setup, but it's my little car. Oh, I've got the engravings. Oops, excuse me. A friend of mine did the engravings of Farrah Fawcett and then wrote like Farrah on. Now it's really dirty. It's really dirty. It's kind of dirty. And
look at Farrah.
But he did a doggone good job on it. And then on the other side, Olivia Newton-John's even in on the other side. I says if I make something, if something happens to this, I don't know if it will. I says me and you are gonna go have steak dinner. Really. But that's Olivia. See, this is Olivia Newton-John. Another guy carved that out. It's just too bad it's doggone dirty. But
gorgeous.
It's just the old car. I didn't get it cleaned up because I didn't figure this would happen today at all.
That's the
Olivia Newton-John.
He seems like Ed Grimley a little bit.
Yeah, he's sort of like a real-life Ed Grimley. Love that man.
I
in
think,
love with him.
what he does best with impressions is that when he finishes the impression, because that's always the hardest part, is to finish the impression, because sometimes they'll be met with silence, and usually it is. He finishes it, and then he laughs really hard when he finishes to let you know. Brilliant move. Yeah.
Yep. I just can't believe I'm on the tube, man. So anyway, as the story goes, Trent Harris, the filmmaker, we just got obsessed with this piece of footage because later he goes and shoots him at a talent show that he puts on at his local high school. And he just kept ruminating on this piece of footage that he shot, and he wanted to remake it because he thought it raised questions about, like, am I exploiting this person? What is this person's life like when I'm not there? And so he remade it again, and he put out a casting call. Now he was in LA, and a young actor at the time answered his casting call, and it was Sean Penn. So he made a short film based on this with Sean Penn playing the Beaver kid, and I'll play a little bit of that
Sean
too.
Penn was not Sean Penn at that time.
No, no. So here we go.
Well, I'll tell you, out there in TV land, I just made extra, and I am just tickled to death. I love hamming it up, you can tell. Hello, Beaver.
Well, let's see here.
And then then he made that movie, and then he was like, I need to do this again with a bigger budget and a full crew and make it into more of like a full movie, like a half-hour movie. And so he did another casting call, and this time a young Crispin Glover, also pre-George McFly, answered the casting call. So here's an excerpt from his short film. He called it The Orkley Kid, starring Crispin Glover as the Beaver Kid.
Well, let's see here. Here's a little bit of the old John Wayne for you. Well, let me tell you, something out there, TV land. I just made the two, and it just tickles the heck right out of me. Wow.
Who do you think that was more accurate there?
I thought Sean Penn was,
like
actually.
Yeah,
that laugh was really accurate when he did that laugh. Yeah.
It's amazing that he remade this twice, and he got Sean Penn and Crispin Glover as the two people to play him.
Before they were famous.
But, yeah, two weirdos, though, who also probably loved the short film. You know,
I think there was
like
a
they probably
documentary.
saw.
Yeah, there was a documentary about this, wasn't there?
Yeah, they made a documentary that
was
was in it was premiered at Sundance, and then the kid actually came out to it. He's very private and feels a little bit weird about it. But
he's
the kid
not
actually
really a kid. He's probably like an old man.
Yeah, he is. But I know that, like, this was a tape trading classic. So I had this on a VHS tape, and then they eventually put it out on a DVD compilation called the Beaver Trilogy. So you get all three, the original, the Sean Penn, and the Crispin Glover version. So you can seek that out. Maybe on eBay they've got them, or maybe Trent Harris is around to sell you some of those. So I just thought, for people who haven't seen, have you seen that, Steve or George?
No, I'm dying to. Like that's.
It's so
that
good.
sounds great.
The hook is in on me.
I feel like watching it.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it in a long time. Like,
There's an Olivia Newton-John song in there that is haunting. It becomes haunting. So everybody go seek out this whole version.
All right, I'm going to play something from the DVD collection here. Kipple. So this is a guy that we met. We run in the circles of people who collect VHS, and this guy, Kipple, Julian, he's either from England or he's from Australia. I think he's living in Australia now, but we met with him in England one time. And he puts together compilations, more like collages of videos, but from England and Australia, stuff that we don't normally get. And I was watching some today on this DVD, and it's really good. Like, I looked it up to try and find Kipple DVDs online. You can't really find them. I think there's maybe some on eBay, but if you can find them or you can download them, they're really good. Like, they put years into building these things. But I want to show you two things that were my favorites. And this first one, it's a pole vaulting video. It's a video on how to pole vault. And I don't know if they manipulated it or not. I'm thinking that they probably did, but even if they did, it's still funny. But they manipulated it subtly enough to where you question it. So here's the first Kipple one.
Hi, I'm Jan Johnson. For a long time, I've really enjoyed the sport of track and field, and most importantly, pole vaulting. Pole vaulting is a tremendous amount of fun.
You think that's his voice?
No.
I was wondering the same thing.
They absolutely pitched it up. Way funnier that way.
Really? But listen closely.
It's a little bit of hard work, but most importantly, it's a challenge, a challenge to yourself. It's going to be an awful lot of fun. I sure hope you'll join us. When you're beginning your run, I think it's really, really important as a beginner just starting to learn to carry the pole over your head in this position. It's just slightly wider.
Well, what do you think, they overdubbed it, or do you think they?
No, they just pitched it up.
Yeah.
They pitched it up.
But listen. I mean,
Shoulder width apart. Can everyone see that? Just slightly wider than shoulder width apart. But my top arm, this arm, is still way behind my head. I have poor leverage with that arm. With the tip just a little bit above. All the way upside down, he's right next to the pole. That looked really good. So you can see I'm really trying to hold my bottom arm off.
I think I just want to believe.
Okay.
That it's,
Don't want to let the bottom arm bend at all. I think it's a fantastic sport, and I think you'll get a great deal out of it for a long time.
Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed everything. Thanks for being with us. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I think he kind of showed his hand at the end.
Yeah. It's a great way to make an otherwise boring video entertaining, though. I like what they did with it.
Yeah. Here's a Heathcliff video that they also put together.
Cliff Richard.
Yeah. Very dramatic. Every line he says. Could have pitched this up, too.
I forgive
really
what you have done to me,
Look
Captain.
at this.
And I will bear my banishment alone. I swear I will see you again if I shall live, and exact my revenge upon those who hate me. It's true. For envy's not enough, not enough. Kathy, wait for me. I cannot live without my life. I cannot live without my soul.
That's acting.
Heathcliff. That is acting.
That he's putting on a seminar right there.
Oh, yeah. That's acting 101.
Oh, every line is
British,
just dramatic.
I've asked people to explain Cliff Richard for me, to people who are from England, because apparently they've said about the closest equivalent is like Elvis. Like, he was their Elvis. He was a pop star in the 50s and 60s, but then he didn't die. He just kept his career going. But he was doing more like this kind of stuff, like acting. And so about half the VHS tapes we find in England are Cliff Richard related in some way. But I just don't think there's an American equivalent to who he is. So maybe somebody on the message boards can try to explain it better, because I don't get it.
He's still alive.
He's still alive?
Yeah, he is, yeah. He's still doing stuff. But I don't get it.
I'll get him on the show next week.
Please.
Cool. I think that does it for exciting or not exciting.
Well, it's called Show and Tell. Okay, here's a new segment that we started doing last week, and because we are sequestered in our homes, we don't have access to our 10,000 plus VHS tapes. We're delving, it feels dirty, but we're delving into internet videos. And I think the unwritten rule for these is they have to be somewhat VHS related, like they're probably from the VHS era or have sort of our aesthetic, the types of things we look for.
I wish you were clearer with that earlier.
Well, I think I mentioned that last week, Steve, but that's okay. It's just, we're all learning here. We're all learning. This is our favorite internet videos. We'll make an intro for this eventually, but Joe, do you want to start off?
Yeah, I want to kick off with one. This seems like the right time to do this kind of a segment now that we're all at home and we have to rely on our computers. So this is one, I went digging in old emails, because here's the thing about like internet videos, you forget about them instantly. And I was just racking my brain today, and I just did a Google search in my Gmail to like, you have got to see this, or like, this is my new favorite, or something like that. And I found this one, and this is my new favorite. I
don't think I remember this one.
You might. It's a classroom.
When I see it.
Huh?
When I see it, I might, yeah.
This class, the group of, I think, high school students wanted to surprise their Spanish teacher on his birthday. So they burst into his room, and I've watched it like 6 times today. I'm going to show you. I don't know. It didn't really have a title. It was called, I just called it Feliz Cumpleaños a ti.
Are you ready, Rufo?
Ready?
All right, Mr. Takagi.
The teacher's going with them.
They try to do something nice for their teacher.
Yep. Have you seen this guy? George, Steve?
No.
Okay.
Feliz años a ti. Feliz cumpleaños a ti.
Louis C.K. their teacher.
Feliz cumpleaños a ti.
Hey, Robbie.
Feliz cumpleaños a ti. Oh.
Painful.
And off they go in their fake mustaches and sombreros.
So many questions.
I can watch that.
Like what, Steve?
Oh.
Why was he so angry? Number one?
Well, I don't know.
He's trying to teach the class, right?
He's trying to teach the class, and you know what? I bet he's like Paul Giamatti in Sideways, where he's just like, this is like what I do for money, and just let me do this thing that I do for money. I'm trying to write a book over here, or something like that. And he's just like, oh, I don't have time for this. But they clearly like loved the teacher because they made a mask of him and put it on. They probably went down to Kinko's.
But the fact that he was going to break a kid's phone, I was like,
Well, I think he probably thinks that all the kids hate him and that this thing was just a big like way of getting his goat, and that they thought he didn't know that. He's probably like in his head, he's probably like 10 levels of repressed and self-loathing. And I'm only saying this from experience.
He's Paul Giamatti in Sideways.
I think he was pissed off that they were interrupting his class for his birthday, which as an adult, who cares about your birthday? So he's probably like, guys, and then he's like, oh great. And then I think what made him 10-second pissed, where he's just pissed for 10 seconds enough to throw the phone, is the like doing the selfie thing. I would be furious. I'd be like, this isn't for your social media here. I'm trying to teach a class.
Yeah, exactly. Also, like the mustache and the sombrero and the ponchos, like he's probably just like, please don't do that. Somebody throw George's phone. Grab it, throw it.
I'm going to make it my background now.
I'm trying to get you away from thinking of the sombrero and mustache and poncho thing. You guys are just like feeding into that. Like,
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
did you learn nothing when we watched the Milagro Beanfield War in class? I mean, come on, let's be respectful. No more sombreros and Fu Manchu mustaches. All right, this got me thinking about a clip that I have loved for as long as I've seen it, and it comes from a public access television show in Peoria. A lot of great public access out of suburban Chicago. And some of you may have seen this, but it's always worth revisiting every few years. It's a local church decided to have some of their members, their parishioners, come on, maybe members of their choir, and sing. And they did religious songs, but they also did just non-religious songs that they might want to show off. They got a lot of time to kill on public access, so a parishioner named John Dacre came and showed off his song. I think he sang Amore. So let's take a look at John Dacre.
This has been a nice time for me. This year I have made 55 years teaching in this town. And for the students on this show tonight, go to the First United Methodist Church. That includes me. I go to First United Methodist Church. Reverend Jones, Bill Jones, opened our show last time, and he's not here tonight. So John Dacre's here. Bob Spencer, Michelle Casey, and I all go to First United Methodist Church. So John is going to sing a song that's very popular nowadays, and it's Christ the Lord is risen today, and he's going to do Amora too, okay?
Can you just recap what she said just now?
Yes. So she's a singing teacher. She's a teacher. Four of her students are going to teach today, and it turns out they all go to Christ Methodist Church.
Okay.
And John Dacre's going to come on. He's going to do two songs. He's going to do.
But he's filling in for somebody, right?
No, nope. He's one of her students.
No, but somebody isn't here tonight. So John's going to sing, she said.
Oh, let's
so-and-so
rewind.
is, yeah, rewind.
The pastor.
A song that's very popular nowadays. Right? So John Dacre's here. We'll do again, First United Methodist Church. That includes me. I go to First United Methodist Church. Reverend Jones, Bill Jones, opened our show last time, and he's not here tonight. So John Dacre's here. Bob
he
Spencer,
opened the show
Michelle
last
Casey,
week.
and
Hit
I
pause,
all
I can't
go to
hear you.
First United Methodist Church.
So the pastor opened their show last week. He's not there this week, so they have 4 students who are going to perform. John Dacre's going up first.
So John is going to sing a song that's very popular nowadays, and it's Christ the Lord is risen today, and he's going to do Amora too, okay?
My name is John Dacre. Lord is risen today, hallelujah. Sons of men and angels say, hallelujah. Your voice in triumph's high, hallelujah.
His voice is pretty good, he just doesn't know the words.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
That is a segue.
It's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-ling, ting-a-ling-ling, and the bell ring, more. Amore.
Love that shot. I want an oil paint in the back.
You're in love when you know that you feel some more to me, but you see back in old Napoli, that's amore.
Ends with a throat clear.
That's
John
classic.
Dacre.
No,
that
I don't
might
think...
be the funniest.
Oh.
I mean, I think he's got a good voice. He just forgot. I think he kind of froze up with being on TV because he forgets the lyrics.
Yeah, once you see those public access cameras pointed at you, and 17 people are going to see this.
I want to push back on him having a good voice. It sounds like he's being strangled by people.
Yeah, but what I mean is he's in pitch. I mean, he's not. He can carry a tune. I think compared to what we had Looking for a City last week, I think he's the better singer.
I want to see them face off. I'm going to try to track them both down.
So here's the thing. This was a very early internet video on like iFilm or Poe TV or one of those.
It wasn't. I don't think it was a tape trading classic. I was wondering about that, but I've never seen it on VHS before.
No, and I have messaged the original poster. I mean, back in the day, back in like the early 2000s. And I even tried to find the public access station in Peoria to see if they had it. No record of any physical copy of this. So that's why we have to relegate this to the online internet videos. But I would still love to find the whole tape and have a little bit more from the tape that was digitized to end the show tonight.
Oh, sweet. Really? Have I seen this before?
Yep. Maybe not, but it's a perfect ending to the show.
Oh, I'm excited for this. All right.
George, what do you got? What do you got this week?
Well, I just Googled John Dacre, and I found that he is about 75. I'm sorry, he's about 80 now. He likes chess and karate. I'll get more information.
He's the RZA, right? He's the RZA?
Yeah, so I'll get you more information.
I like these real-time updates. These are great. So what do you have for this segment?
Okay, so Orson Welles, the greatest filmmaker of the 20th century, later in life met some hard times financially and was always willing to do anything for a paycheck because he'd gotten more or less blacklisted from Hollywood, so he could work on his own projects. So I'm going to show you 2 commercials. One, these show the range of his skill. Sometimes he did great, and other times, like in this first clip, he was perhaps too inebriated to do the thing that he was trying to do, which in this case is sell Parmesan wine. I feel like this is very familiar to people, but it needs to be shown.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Marty, you need to see this.
Turn camera.
Mark.
102, take one. With overlap, action please. Action Orson, please.
Just do anything?
No, it's sorry, cut. You're rolling. 102, take two.
Ah, the French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. There is a California champagne by Paul Masson, inspired by that same French excellence. It's fermented in the bottle, and like the best French champagne, it's vintage dated. So Paul Masson.
Hi. 102, take three. Action, please.
Ah, the French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. There is a California champagne by Paul Masson, inspired by that same French excellence. It's fermented in the bottle, and like the best French champagne, it's vintage dated. So Paul Masson.
All right, so it turns out he could actually do these extremely well. This is a commercial from the early 80s that I thought was the coolest thing I'd ever seen in this game and his presentation.
Last night I journeyed backwards in time to the medieval world of Dark Tower. In this amazing game, I had to find 3 keys, lay siege to the tower, and defeat the enemy within. Each move was a challenge. The computer kept track, giving me secret information, pictures, sounds, surprises. Then, ahead of my opponent, I made my move. The battle was joined, and I was victorious. Dark Tower.
As if he played it. As if he really played it.
And of course, he went on for his final appearance was as Unicron in Transformers the movie.
Transformers, yes.
Well, when I watch that, all I think about is the director and about how scared shitless that director must have been directing what everybody considers to be the greatest director of all time at that moment. You know, like Citizen Kane,
the Paul
right?
Masson guy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, can you imagine being that director and being like, you're a little too shit-faced. He didn't say no to anything. He's like, let's just try it again.
No.
You never really gave him direction. He was too scared.
Did you have that game? Did you have the Dark Tower, George? Seems like a game you might have.
I didn't. It was I was a little young for it, and I think it was it seemed to be really expensive at the time. Probably was like $30 then, which
was
seemed like a lot.
My babysitter Mark had it, and I played it once. I wanted it so badly, and they just kickstarted a new version of it. That's like what they use as an app. So I'm excited about that.
Nick,
no word on Orson Welles doing it.
Nick, you talk about your babysitter a lot. Like your babysitter of yours is very influential in your life. You should do a very special episode all about your babysitter. Get your babysitter on the phone.
I'll have him zoom in.
Have him zoom in. Like, let's talk, because D&D, music, like everything was introduced to you by your babysitter.
Yeah.
In Stoughton,
very influential
1985, 1985 or something?
Probably, yeah, yeah. That would be a good episode. Yeah, I'll do that.
I would love to interview your babysitter. That would be the best. Do you know who that person is? Have you?
Yeah, I'm friends with them on Facebook. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no.
What's about Nick's old babysitter?
Oh man.
Nick.
Hey, we got nothing but time and. What do you got, Steve?
Wait, I have one more thing to ask about Orson Welles. He always has an affected British accent. Was he actually? He wasn't British.
No. You know what? Now that you say that, I feel like maybe his.
He's from the old-timey school of acting.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. It was the thespian voice.
He was born in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Oh, he's a Wisconsin. Yes, exactly. He's a Wisconsin guy, but he just sounds British in everything he does.
And
sorry.
From now on, for my next bunch of clips for coming weeks, unless hopefully this all ends, this week, in a positive way.
The week ends just in death for everyone. Is that what you're saying?
No. And there's a stunning revelation that some household product, like you can take. I don't know. NyQuil and everybody will be fine or something.
Oh, okay.
But,
I see what you're saying.
If we're still doing this, I'm going to start showing commercials from Philadelphia in the coming weeks because they have incredible accents and they're all. So that's a preview for a new
old commercials or
yes,
contemporary
very
commercials? Oh, really?
80s commercials.
So I can't wait. What do you got, Steve?
Well, first I have a question for you guys. Have you ever had to deal with somebody really drunk, whether it's at your show or one of the guests or anything like that? I've had to do it numerous times with reality television, like just interviewing people and just wasted.
There's one show we did in Iowa City where
there's a tornado happening.
Oh, what was it called? It was Iowa City. It was called Gabe's. It was a bar called Gabe's. There was a tornado. Yeah, and only 7 people showed up because nobody wanted to go outside. So usually we had great shows in Iowa City.
Understandably, yeah.
We had nobody there, and the sound guy kept giving me whiskey shots. And what am I going to do? Am I going to say no? I kept doing them before the show, and I was like, nobody's going to show up to the show. 7 people showed up, and I got shit-faced drunk. And I remember trying to introduce a video and stopping and apologizing to the audience because I was like, I'm a self-aware drunk. Like, even when I'm drunk, I'm pretty self-aware. But then I was like, I'm too drunk. Sorry. Nick, take it away.
Yeah. And I was like, haha, thanks, Joe. It was like stone cold sober, finish the show. And then I remember me trying to wrap up and get back to the hotel before the tornado and you singing the entire Guided by Voices album on stage and the microphone.
Because I had seen Guided by Voices play at that venue before, and I asked the sound guy we hit it off, and I was like, can you play some Guided by Voices so I can sing on stage? He's like, yeah, absolutely. So I went up there.
I'm lugging our equipment, wrapping the cables, and trying to get home before the tornado hits. But yeah. So yes, we have had to deal with drunk people at shows.
Yes, we have had to, yes.
Yeah,
I love it. I knew there was going to be a good story here. All right, so mine does not come from a old school VHS, but I feel as though it is very pertinent in this time. It was something that we asked the Melindas to do. And hold on, let me share first, and then I'll finish my. Later. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know what I'm doing.
You sound like Dirty Harry.
Yeah. So my nice thing is.
Oh, I remember this viral video.
Oh, hello there. Welcome to my home. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to be showing you around. Join
Steve,
me.
hit pause for a second. Hit pause for a second. I think this needs a little bit more setup.
It probably does. So this is Judah, who is one of the Melindas. He shared it on the Melindaverse, which I am a member of. And so when after last week's Quarantine Classic, we took everyone on a tour of our home. And Nick, I believe, asked everyone to send in their videos. And this is my favorite video for the internet for this week. It's amazing. Like, he really, really knocked it out of the park.
He just does a Brenda Dixon, welcome to my home. I'm going to walk you around my house. I'm going to show you all my nice things.
Yes. And I'm just going to give you a little tease of the nice things. I'm not going to play the whole video. You'll have to go find it for yourself.
And this is Judah. He's a regular Melinda.
Exactly.
I guess you can join that Facebook group to see the whole thing, right? The Facebook group's called the Melindaverse? Okay.
It's called the Melindaverse, or are you just calling it that?
I
think it's called For Melindas Only.
No, I think
it changed the name.
They changed the name to the Melindaverse?
Yeah.
Okay.
So here is Judah once again. We'll play a little bit from the beginning, a little bit from the end.
To my home. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to be showing you
Move your cursor,
around.
Steve.
Join me, won't you? This is our combined living and dining area.
I love his
I like the music. Yeah.
Watching VCR Party. And a variety of other activities. Our kitchen's over there. We'll get a closer look at that later. There's our photo wall. There's some nice things in there. And our tiki cabinet. There's some nice things in there, too. These are some of our movies and books. There are books elsewhere as well.
VHS book.
There's some nice things in here, too. Those are binders of DVDs. I've been collecting those since I was 12 years old.
I'm going to skip ahead here.
Physical media.
Yeah,
I like
He's an interesting dude.
He's got a lot of good stuff. Hold on.
Wait, he's a doctor, right?
He is. He's helped us out on the show before. I believe he was the one who gave the okay for Nick to for your birthday episode. He made sure everything was
Nick
right.
Put the piece of Batman
up
his anus.
I'm going to play this instead.
Okay.
This is our 20-year-old
Move your cursor.
He was my wife's growing up. His name is Mo. It's short for Mohawk. There it is.
Cool. I like that dude.
Mo and I are friends, but he hasn't quite gotten used to me yet. Overall, he's a good bird. He's been helpful during the quarantine. Our wall hangings are dominated by this bear and llama. They also came from Home Goods. They're among our nicest things.
He nails it. He really nails it. Oh, this is the best.
By my niece. As well as this barn door. I wonder what lies behind.
It was Mo.
Oh, wow.
Why, it's also
bird.
Yeah, I'm going to save the rest for, I mean, he does such a good job with that. It was so much fun. So, and I do think it is VCR adjacent. So that was my choice.
The thing is, I do love getting tours of people's homes. Like Brenda Dixon,
Me too.
everybody laughs at that video, but I do like seeing the insides of people's houses. I think that's why the show Cribs was so popular and did so well.
He knocks it out of the park. His last nice thing, once again, I don't want to step on it, is just perfect.
I feel like the homes of rich people are far less interesting because it's always like, look at this fancy thing. I like seeing.
Yeah, that they had an interior decorator.
And the schmucks like us. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say his house looks very nice to me. I would not be surprised at all if he's extremely rich.
No, but he's not going to be on MTV Cribs. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
You're not going to show
Fair
like
enough.
your 150 shoes in your closet.
And it's your cars. You're right.
Yeah, exactly. Like
so if you didn't see the quarantine classics where we shared our homes, our apartments, take a look at that and then send us yours. You can email it at info@foundfootagefest.com. We'd like to see your apartments.
Yeah.
I think we have time for maybe one more thing, and then we got to wrap her up.
Okay, well, I put together a exciting or not exciting. If you guys want to
Let's
see
do that.
You want to do an exciting or not exciting? All right, let's get this party started. It is time for everybody's favorite show.
Exciting or
turn it down.
Not exciting.
The best corned beef I think I've seen for a long time.
No, I'm not going to turn that down. Don't tell me to turn that
Okay.
down. That's the intro.
Sure.
You want that to be explosive.
Oh, okay. It just blew everyone's ears out. That's okay.
Okay. Let me direct my own segment here. Okay, this first one. Let's see. What do we got? Okay, this one. I found this video, this DVD called Snuffy.
I always wondered what was on that.
Yeah, and so here's how the game's played. You have to, just based on the name alone, Snuffy, is this DVD going to be exciting or not exciting?
Exciting.
Right? Place your wagers, everybody.
I'm going to say not exciting.
Okay. George?
Exciting.
Okay.
Play along at home?
All right, everybody at home, place your wagers.
We'll get you in the parade.
There it is.
Thanks a lot.
That's exactly how it starts.
Pardon me, but may I be of some assistance?
Hey,
exciting.
Did you hear somebody say something? I think the voice came from that. Hey, what or who are you?
My name is Snuffy, and I just couldn't help overhearing your conversation. I think I can be of help.
Yeah? How?
Well, it'll take some concentration, but I think I can get you into the parade.
Aren't you supposed to lead the parade?
That's right.
Well, what are we waiting for? Come on!
Okay then, follow me and you'll get the whole story.
Pretty exciting.
Oh, I'm a little fire truck. Fire safety is my game. I'm a friend to one and all, and Snuffy is my name.
There's your answer. It's exciting.
Exciting, yeah.
It turned out that it was exciting.
I got it wrong.
All right. How'd you guys do?
I got it right.
I got it right.
You got it right? Yeah.
Right.
So it's called Snuffy.
You want to know?
I thought it was going to be like Snuffy Smith, the cartoon character.
That's what I thought, too.
Yeah. By the way, I did find a DVD in here called Fonz Gang, and there was a cartoon about the Fonzie. You know that one?
Yeah, and he goes into space, I think.
Oh, yeah? And he has a dog sidekick.
Yeah.
Yeah, called Mr. Cool, yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I watched that as a kid.
I almost did Fonz Gang, but I figured that Nick and George would probably know about it already. So
we have our own Fonz Gang.
Okay, you guys don't know about this one. Texas Lotto commercial auditions, Spanish, 2007 maybe?
I'm going exciting already.
Okay. auditions now, these are commercial auditions, so they bring people in and then they have them reenact a scene, and then they see if they're if they're good or not. And there are maybe 7 different scenarios here with 7 different groups of people, and I cut together the final scene. They all introduce themselves and then they do a scene together, and you're going to see the same scene done maybe 6 or 7 times.
All right, I'm locking in not exciting.
Okay, what do you guys think?
I'm going to go not exciting as well.
I'm going exciting again.
Okay, here we go. October 18th, 2007.
Action.
Ya vienen. Listos.
Action.
Ya vienen. Listos.
Action.
Ya vienen. Listos. Listos.
What's listo mean?
Ya vienen. ¿Estamos listos? ¿Están listos? Ya vienen. Mira, ahí vienen. ¿Están listos?
Muy listo. ¿Tú estás listo? They're coming. Ay, ya vienen.
They won the lottery or something? They're going off because they won the lottery?
Action.
Yeah.
They're coming.
He didn't say he gave me the money.
Action.
Ya llegaron. ¿Están listas? ¿Sí? Bueno, vamos.
I think that guy should get it. This guy's pretty good too.
Ya vienen. Listos.
I like his outfit.
Action. They're coming.
Not exciting.
Not exciting.
Yeah.
I found it very exciting.
Really? You found it exciting?
Yeah.
It's not subjective, George. There are definitive answers.
Yeah, no. Well, here's the thing. If you had watched all of that entire 35-minute video, you would say not exciting.
I'm still saying not exciting.
You still say not exciting? Yeah, exactly.
Still say not
I was waiting for something good to happen. Somebody to trip or somebody.
I just saw 5 people win the lottery. I thought that was very exciting. What are the odds?
Listos. Somebody translate for us. I want to know what they were saying.
I Googled it. It's listen.
Oh, listen,
Okay.
Listo. I should have known that. All right. And
By the way, I'm on day 23 of doing Duolingo, but I did not get to listos yet.
You didn't get to listos yet?
A new word.
Not yet.
And that's how you play the game.
Exciting or not exciting.
Best corned beef I think I've seen for a long time.
There we go.
Good. I like
video again.
I like the game. New
Yep.
regular segment. Anything else, or should we wrap it up?
That's it. That's all. That's it.
Okay.
All right, John
Yeah,
Baker.
I guess.
Is he gonna
Yeah,
take
we'll
us
be
away?
right back right after that. And Dacre and the rest of the crew from that Peoria, Illinois public
All right.
access show are going to take us away.
If we would have tried
Yuck's
harder,
all
we
out
could
of
have
my
done a little bit
nose.
better.
Only through the magic of Hollywood.
My nose
isn't
isn't
full of yuck anymore, Steve. But
My nose isn't full of yuck anymore.
I haven't seen this.
Bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her from the night and the lights on above. From the mountains to the prairies, from the oceans wide and wide. God bless America, my home sweet home.
Oh, there's Dacre. Wait.
America, my home sweet home.
There's Dacre.
To the prairies, to the ocean.
Nailing it.
Wide and wide. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home. Way to go, Patsy.
When we return, Dr. Selner will complete the bunion surgery.
Yes, those are his pajamas he's wearing.
All right, I gotta go.
That's all. That's it.
Let me see that one.
That's it. That it done.
We did our best. If we'd been prepared, we could have done better.
We'll be right back right after that.